Hello guys, welcome to the webinar. I'm so excited for you to join me in today's training because we're going to be talking about my ultimate 3-step system for success on Amazon FBA. Even if you've never sold on Amazon before or have struggled selling in the past. Now, you're probably here because you're wondering, how do you build a successful Amazon store so you can get more freedom with an additional source of stable income without spending hours sitting at a desk or wasting time on the wrong products? Well, before we get started on the training, I first want to explain to you what Amazon FBA is and how it works. So, first, you'll need to know that FBA stands for Fulfillment by Amazon. This means that you are sending the inventory to the Amazon warehouse and they pick, pack, and ship the product for you. Keep in mind, this is not drop shipping. What we're doing is something called private labeling. For example, this product and this product and this product are all private labeled products that are bought from manufacturers in China and sent straight to the Amazon warehouse. And yes, this is completely legal. In fact, it's the bread and butter of Amazon and most e-commerce businesses today. These sellers didn't need to reinvent the wheel. All they had to do was find a product that had good demand and good competition, which we're going to go into later on. They sourced it from Alibaba.com, they put their branding on it, and ta-da, you have an Amazon FBA business. So for example, these under-eye masks are sold on Amazon for $12.50 as a pack of 24. Now, if you go on Alibaba, you'll find the exact same masks being sold for 10 cents a piece. You can even get your cost down to 5 cents a piece, which this seller has probably done already. That means that a pack of 24 is probably costing them around $2.4 or $1.2 as their product costs. As you can see, you can do the same exact thing, come up with your own branding and packaging, and sell this product on Amazon for profit. Guess how much revenue these products are making? This product makes $250,000 a month in gross revenue. This product makes $555,000 a month in gross revenue, and this product makes $95,000 a month in gross revenue. Crazy, right? Okay, now you're probably thinking there's no way this is all profit, and you're right. With Amazon FBA, profit margins are usually around 25 to 50%, and this is after all of your costs. And in my course, I make sure that you're staying within these profit margins. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that later on. So now let's take this product as an example. See, it's making $95,000 a month. Well, 25% of that is $23 or a little bit over $23,000 a month. Now imagine having that as extra cash every single month, and you only worked around 4 hours a week for it. It's not bad, right? Well, now I do have to mention that Amazon FBA is not a get-rich-quick method. It usually takes around a year to get to profitability. But let's just try to imagine how long it would take you in the corporate world to get to $23,000 a month of extra income. I guess 1 year doesn't sound so bad, right? Well, if you're like most people, then the reason why you're here is because you've probably ran into one of the following challenges. Okay, the first one is overwhelm. I know there's so much to consider when you're getting started, and it can get overwhelming and confusing. The second one is you're unable to find a profitable and high demand product so you can start selling without worrying about staying stuck on this critical step. Number 3 is you're struggling with getting sales, which is completely normal. Number 4 is you're sick of trading your time for money, but you're too consumed by your 9-to-5 to get started. This is where I was. And last but not least, what do you do when you've tried everything and it feels like nothing is working for you? Well, if any of these feel true to you, I want to let you know that you are in the right place, because here's what we're going to cover in today's presentation. So I'm going to show you how to find a profitable and in-demand product to sell. I'm going to guide you through each step in my framework for success, and I'll be sharing how I personally went from making $0 a month on Amazon to earning $20,000 with just one product on my store. all within the first year. Well, we started our Amazon business with a $3,000 investment so that we could really dive in, learn how to do this, and start making a profit. And when I say we, I mean me and my husband, and that's a picture of us on the right there. Now, we are bringing in $20,000 per month on the sale of just one product. It's not all profit. We actually get to take home, as I mentioned, 25% as profits, which leaves us with $5,000 in extra cash every single month. If your monthly expenses were $5,000 a month and you're bringing in $5,000 through your Amazon business, then you've ultimately reached financial freedom. And I say this because after 1 year, I'm now only working 4 hours a week on my business. The most important thing is that we've helped over 1,000 students to start their businesses too. And while this is recent, some students are still beginning, but we're starting to see sales. So for example, we have new student Shailene here. She just started her store and she's already gotten $5,000 in sales on her first month. And I'm super proud of her. We're going to dive a little bit deeper into my story so that I can walk you through how we're generating this $20,000 per month and how we did it in the first year. Let's dive into our first most important lesson. And the big question is, why don't more people get results like this? It comes down to what I describe as the 7 expensive, deadly mistakes of building an Amazon store. These are major mistakes that I see people make over and over again that prevent them from getting the results that I just showed you, or results even close. Okay, we'll start with a mistake I call deadly expensive mistake number 1, and that is picking the wrong product. Most beginners and even those with more experience pick an overly saturated product. This can lead to lower profits and bigger headaches. So at FBA Academy, we prevent this by giving you a proven product criteria to take the guesswork out. This is a sneak peek of what it looks like on the right here. Now keep in mind, this is only one of several PDFs that help guide you through your product choice. An example of this product criteria is keeping your product choice to small and lightweight products. At FBA Academy, we specifically recommend for your product to be under 2 pounds. We also show you how to check for the weight of a product before actually having to order a sample. And we recommend also avoiding electrical products, avoiding lots of variations, and handmade products. Now, a little later in this presentation, I'll go further into picking your product because it's really important and it's part of the 3-step system. Let's move on to expensive deadly mistake number 2, which is quitting too early. People tend to get scared when starting an Amazon business. They are worried they won't make their money back. They get frustrated when their store isn't selling enough. That's why at FBA Academy, we offer a support system that helps you through those times of doubt. Which brings us to deadly expensive mistake number 3, which is not knowing your numbers. Without knowing the numbers, most businesses end up failing because they think they're profiting, but they are really in the red. Moving on to deadly expensive mistake number 4, which is listing the product, then sitting around to wait for results. Think about it. If you started a retail store business, would you spend thousands on renting a space, stocking inventory, hiring employees, all to just open the doors on the first day and hope people come by? Or would you advertise? Many people think that because their store is on Amazon, they're going to have a line out the door of customers wanting to buy their products, but that is not the case. So at FBA Academy, we prevent this by providing you with a 90-day social calendar and 50 content ideas to get you started with your post-launch efforts. This brings us to expensive deadly mistake number 5, which is cheaping out on product images. Look, I know how scary it is to invest in something when there are no guarantees it will work. I actually started out thinking I'd invest $600 to start my store, and I ended up investing around $3,000. So I learned very quickly there are certain places not to go cheap. This brings us to expensive deadly mistake number 6, which is incorrectly allocating funds. Now, this kind of goes back to mistake number 3, where you have to know your numbers. Here, it gets more specific in how to use those numbers. At FBA Academy, we show new sellers how to avoid this crippling mistake, which brings us to the last and one of the most expensive deadly mistakes, which is only promoting on the Amazon platform. Most new Amazon shop owners only promote on Amazon, and this absolutely cripples their sales. They don't know how to take advantage of Facebook advertising, social media, influencer marketing, and most Amazon FBA courses don't include this information. For example, with influencer marketing, we provide sellers with an outreach template that incentivizes the influencer to promote your product through the Amazon Associates program. If you don't already know, the Amazon Associates program will give the influencer a commission every time one of their followers purchases your product, and that cut is coming out of Amazon's pocket, not yours. The question is, how do you fix all of these mistakes? Well, it's by having what I call the ultimate 3-step system. You see, after spending thousands of dollars on courses and making a few of these mistakes myself, what I've discovered is that avoiding these mistakes can be easy when you have a framework and a process. I'm showing you this because it's proven sustained success. It's not just some course thrown together that leaves out important information. This is the system that we use to grow our Amazon store to $20,000 a month. Okay, so the first step is picking the perfect product. As we covered earlier, having a product criteria is very important. This is a sneak peek of what it looks like in FBA Academy. So first, you'll need to download a tool called Helium 10, and this is the same tool that I use to find out the revenue of the product that I showed you at the beginning of this webinar. Okay, so as you can see here, when you click on the extension, it pulls up all of the revenue, all of the prices, and the amount of reviews for these products. Now, these numbers might seem very overwhelming, honestly, and confusing at first. And that's where our product criteria checklist comes in. Now, the second point to look at when picking a product is the negative reviews. This is a great way to see how to improve on the product. For example, here you can see the negative reviews for a hairbrush, and this is actually the same hairbrush that I showed you at the beginning of the webinar. In the reviews, you can see that customers are complaining that it did not detangle their children's hair properly. The second review says the bristles just folded down when they were faced with a tangle. And then the third mentions the bristles were too sharp and they hurt to use. This now allows for room for improvement where you can make the brush bristles stronger, you can make them more round, and have a better mechanism for detangling hair softly. The third key in picking the perfect product is to find a possible factor of differentiation. So when choosing a product on Amazon, you need to create something that stands out. A great example is when I search for hairbrushes. Again, although most hairbrushes look similar and are a black color, this product stands